Alright everybody, so I thought it was time to finally do the video that's going over everything that I've done to my kayak so far. The number one thing that I did first, and that was simply this rod holder right here. This was the very first thing I added to my kayak. The only reason I knew that I needed this was for when I landed fish. This is not for throwing bait out and leaving it to sit there. This is generally for when I'm fishing with lures. Catch a fish, I need to put my rod somewhere so I can deal with the fish. So that was the first thing that I did. Number two thing that I did to my kayak, and that was the anchor trolley. This is the Yak Attack lever lock trolley. Basically, all that is it has this lever here that unlocks and locks your trolley, which is good so you when you're drifting around and whatnot. So unlocked, pull it all the way down, pull it all the way back, and I have been really happy with this anchor trolley. You can see I have a carabiner on here, and that's just for quick release of the anchor. I don't want to have it running just through this because then I can't really detach it quickly. Right here with this carabiner I can run my anchor through it and detach it very easily if need be. My next thing is the actual anchor itself, which I find is also a little bit unique from what other people do. A lot of people will use a little dumbbell or whatever else in the world that they can use, like me. You've heard of a drift chain. I use two generally, but I like this system. These are, a little over a foot long or so. I think they're like 15 inches. And what I like about it, two usually works well for what I fish, but I carry extras. So if I need some more weight, all I have to do is clip them onto this carabiner. They're pretty small and narrow. It doesn't take much to store them. Usually I keep them right here, pretty well out of the way. That's my anchor system that I came up with. I have it on a clothesline retractor here, so I pull it out. It sucks back in as I reel it in. You may have seen that already. You may have not. If not, that's a fantastic thing to have for your anchor. And this is the way I keep it stowed as I'm yakking. It's all hooked up. If I need it out of the way, it goes in the little bucket here I have against my crate. So now we're moving into some things that I did later that I found very, very effective for me. The first one would be this right here, the lid. Everybody knows when you first get this kayak, this whole lid just comes off, and it's kind of hard to deal with on the water. I created my own hinge here, which I also have a video out on. It's the DIY Hinged Console Mod, I believe is what I have it under. And I put a gas strut in there. It pops up. It never comes loose from there. Comes back down easily. You just put this on, clip it back on. That gas strut every now and again will push it back up automatically if it's not held down by something. That's so effective on the water. It's so key. It saves you so much time. I have my Garmin Striker fish finder, which I put on there. Very basic. I've never used fish finders before, so it's good for me just to figure out how to read the thing. And the last time I went out, it actually helped me catch some fish. I'll probably put a clip of the time I was out there of a pretty decent fish that I caught here in this video. Drop shot. Swim bait on. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one, guys. Holy shit. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this guy. Holy shit. I told you there was a good one over here. Yes. Oh, guys. About an 18-inch fish. He is already ready to go. Okay, and so that leads up to my control panel. You can see that I did a 4-way control panel as opposed to what you normally see as they just have the 3-way. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to be able to simply have my fish finder with its 12-volt plug that I adapted onto it plugged in, and that's all I wanted to be able to do was just plug it in, hit the switch, and we'd be good to go. See my voltmeter. I don't have to open up this hatch every time and, you know, plug the battery into the fish finder and all that stuff. It's just ready to go. I plug it in, I turn it on, it's good. The only time I ever have to get in there and mess with the battery is when I need it to be charged. The way I have my battery set up is in here. I'm going to do my best here with a little headlamp. I have a that's a first watertight first aid box which I keep my battery in. You can see all the wiring there for the 4-way. I'm not an electrician. It's not the cleanest. It's all over the place, but it works. Everything works great. Okay, so the box itself is just velcroed in. You can see that sticks in there pretty dang well. It's just one strip of velcro right there, and that has never even come up, not even on the corners or nothing. I think I cleaned it pretty well and just stuck it on. I don't even think I sanded when I put that there. Just velcro on the bottom. This thing has literally fallen off the top of my car, and this battery box did not come off that velcro. Got the battery in there, expert power, cheap on Amazon, and just 2 cut out pieces of pool noodle to fill in the voids here. And that makes it so it can't move around in there and pull out the wires or anything like that. I don't have like a watertight grommet or anything. It's just, again, piece of pool noodle shoved in there to keep the wires tight. I'm not worried about water getting in this. I don't know why. I don't know, people stress out about that. I'm not worried about it. If I have that much water coming into my kayak, then you know, the last thing I'm worried about right now at that moment in time probably is my electronics. They're probably already messed up because my kayak's been underwater. Really happy with this setup. I watertighted everything in here. Even the sockets that I put in are siliconed in. I've sprayed it off, you know, as long as I have the plugs in that cover everything. That's the USB port. I can keep a camera charged while I'm recording and everything. You know, I've sprayed it off with, you know, jet power hose and everything. It doesn't get in there. Nothing's gotten wet, nothing's gotten fried. So it works very, very well. I upgraded to the Bending Branches Angler Classic, which is a relatively affordable paddle, anywhere between $120 to $150 or so. And it's really light. I like it. And it's 250 centimeters, the one I got. I think you can get it up to 260. Some people might prefer the 260. I got 250, and that works so much better, guys. I mean, paddling this thing is so much easier with a longer paddle. So that counts as an upgrade that I did to my kayak that I really like. A lot of people ask questions about you know, how people are tying their crates down to their kayak. So what I did, my method anyway, which I find works very well, all the bungee that comes with your kayak that's all run along here, I just cut into pieces like this, loops basically. So I attach them to the corners of the crate, and they simply just tie right on like that to all four corners. I've never been in any fear of it coming out or popping loose. I mean, it's in there pretty dang solid. Okay, another very, very important thing, and if you guys get this kayak, Vibes Egos 130, something that you have to do. And that is build the cart. The revered PVC cart. Don't ever make a scupper plug cart. You will void your warranty rather, and you will most likely crack your scuppers. This runs in the tracks, the scupper tracks, which I believe are 13 inches on center, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong. I'm not going to bust the tape out right now, but it sits right in these tracks. You just put some foam on there. It's great. I don't strap it. Some people put straps on it. I've never ever needed it. I have this thing fully loaded. I've had 2 kids in it as I lugged it down to the shore. These carts are solid. 1 inch Schedule 40 PVC. I'm not gonna make that video. There's a ton of videos on them. Harbor Freight wheels. It's all in the videos on YouTube. You don't. If you have questions, I'll answer them. But you can find it on YouTube how to build these extremely great carts. The best cart that you can get for it, and you have to build it yourself. So that's very simple. So that's it, guys.